Hey, chat, chill, nigga. Chill. Let me listen to my joint while I roll up. Let me listen to my joint while I roll up, man. Let me listen to this joint. How y'all, chat? What's up with y'all, man? I ain't streamed yesterday, man. I got a brick to pay tomorrow, dog. Holy shit, man. Dog, just when you think you're getting up with money, bro, reality hits you in the face. It's like money is not real. You are not up. You are not making anything. All the investments you got are just liquid. They're not anything. Man, it is literally fucked. It is fucked. I gotta pay like, I gotta pay $1,100 tomorrow. I got less than 200 in my account right now. How am I gonna do that? Realistically, Chad, how the fuck am I gonna do that? Be honest with me here. Just being realistic right now. Like, how the fuck do I do that? Y'all telling me, since y'all the geniuses, since y'all the niggas that know everything, right? Y'all the niggas that know everything. Y'all the niggas telling me what I know and what I shouldn't know and shit like that. So, y'all give me y'all real thoughts on like what the fuck I do about this, right? Real quick, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the stream. I'm gonna be listening to the rest of this Fuentanol OD podcast, Nick Fuentes podcast with the bitches. Um, I guess we'll watch it while I roll, and then I'll get into a chess game. I won't be streaming too long. Look out for a video tonight. I'll be dropping. I mean, honestly, I should be working on it now, but I should be working on it now. There's no excuse. I literally should be. Let me listen to this, and then I'll click the podcast. You feel me? To my kids, to my bank account. Fuck on my bitch. They don't say that. What about Maybach? My kids back. Get to see my children. Bitch, I'm the villain. Nigga, how it up? Yo, this shit is crazy. Yo, I don't care what y'all say. This song dumps. They on Twitter. Nigga, how Hitler? They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. All my niggas Nazis, nigga, how Hitler? Nigga, how Hitler? My fault. I got this on dumb loud. I was trying to get my homie in the call the other day, and he said he couldn't really hear it because he was on the phone. So I had changed all my settings like so he could hear shit. So my fault. This shit loud as hell. Nigga, how Hitler? How Hitler? Nazis, nigga, how Hitler? So all my niggas Nazis, nigga, how Hitler? You see what I'm saying, chat? You see what I'm working with here? See what the fuck I'm working with, nigga? Yo, how the light right now? Look a little dark for him. Let me turn this on. Yo, I had this lamp, and I think I got light bulbs that are too powerful or whatever. I got a call. Hold up.
It's Hostinger's biggest ever Black Friday sale. Managed hosting for WordPress plans now start from only $249 a month. Create, launch, and manage your WordPress.
Yo, Wallahi chat, that song dumps. But let's listen to this shit here. I don't even remember what they were talking about. I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Narration than you, but streaming as a medium. obviously very big.
Hold on. I didn't even listen to his shit from last night. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hey, Sin, what up, dude? G, real nigga here, bro. This is what I get into, man. Chess, and I be listening to this shit, man. Rolling up that gas, you heard? Rolling up that gas. You feel me? Yo, How Hitler a tough song though, right? Keep it a bean, Sin. Keep it a bean with me, bro. How Hitler dumps. Like I don't care how you feel about anybody. How Hitler might be one of Kanye's best songs right now. Right now, I'm saying right now, not in all. Don't do that to me. Don't start bringing up the real Kanye bangers, bro. Don't do none of that. Shout out my twin though. Shout out my twin, bro. This nigga song fire too. Let me play that while I roll up. I ain't gonna cap to you. This nigga got some real skills, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like this one of my homies, bro. But this nigga, oh, I gotta hear the whole drum. Hey, y'all niggas be listening to my shit, bro. Y'all niggas know I'm for real on this shit, bro. This is my kind of music. Hey, yo, if you met this nigga, bro, you would have no clue that this is him rapping it, bro. If you met this nigga, bro, you would not think for an instant that this is this nigga rapping, bro. But like, you think this some fucking like he is light skinned. This sound like a light skinned nigga, but like you not get skater looking vibes from this. Like you get like yo, like this nigga wearing some essentials. You know he got them big Balenciagas on. Nah, bro, this a real nigga, bro. Nice. Peep the website too, nigga. Yo, this shit bring me back to when I lost my baby mom. Damn, this shit hot, bro. Run it back. This shit hot, bro. This shit hot, bro. Peep this, John, though. You heard? UFA post. This is just a template. I haven't done nothing yet. I haven't really edited nothing yet, for real. But I'm finna get on that pretty soon. They got random white people on my shit. Crazy. Oh, y'all niggas don't know who Mexico Dro is. Chill. Y'all let me exit that. Y'all certainly don't know who that is. Y'all not ready for nothing like that. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I gotta edit this ghetto ass website. But hey. Yo, I appreciate you for dropping this, John. This is really my shit. Like, when I tell you I listen to this, John, like, when I'm on my way to work, I don't even got my car right now, so I got that shit on my phone just listening to it. Wallahi, bro. Wallahi said, call you bad, I just want to hear your voice. Damn! That shit is such a bar, nigga. It's the simple bars that I fuck with, because it's like, man, like, I literally feel that, bro. Right now, I feel that, bro. Right now, bro. Like, you never know what a nigga with a baby mom is going through. You feel me? Just pray for us. You never know what a nigga going through. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna play it, though. Call you your phone. Oh, my God. Damn. I just wish this song was longer, yo. That's my shit though. I ain't even gonna lie. But let's listen to this shit real quick. Here. I didn't get to see this whole joint. We gonna see what my nigga Nick gotta say, bro. You know what I'm saying? He definitely one of the niggas.
You're watching America First.
White ass nigga going hard as fuck. Nah, that shit pain, son. That shit is literally pain, bro. Like, for real, like, That is literally one of my favorite songs right now. Like, no bullshit. Like, it's almost like I was waiting for that to come out. I wish I could call you. I want to get you back. Yeah, you would not expect that nigga to really, like, sound like that, though. If you met this nigga, like, you would swear it's somebody else, bro. Being real. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what y'all think, bro, about this podcast you about to listen to.
First, my name is Nicholas J. Fuentes. We have a great show for you tonight. Very excited to be back here with you tonight on Tuesday. We have a lot to talk about tonight, lots to get into. Big show. There's not a lot of news for you tonight, but that's okay. Our featured story, we're going to be talking all about Paul Ingrassia.
Some chess here.
Guys, what's going on? What is going on? It seems like there is a purge. There is a purge of real niggas blasting off in the group chat. What's that? So last week we talked all about Gavin Wax. Gavin Wax exposed a half dozen or a dozen young Republicans who were going off in their group chat about black people and Jews and rape and other things, and they all got fired. They're all gone. And Gavin Wax is a Jew. So he blew up the spot of his fellow Goyim, or his, I guess the Goyim around him, for being based. They all lost their jobs. Now this week it's happening again. And our featured story will be talking about Paul Ingrassia.
See, that's what I was trying to find out. Who the fuck is Paul Ingrassia? Because apparently he's on the Trump administration. You cannot be on the administration getting caught like this. That's not based to me. If you ask me, that is not based. What's his name?
For being based, they and lost their jobs. Now this week it's happening again. And our featured story will be talking about Paul Ingrassia.
And by the way, if y'all don't love ChatGPT by now, y'all are tripping, bro. Any dumb bitch out here telling me, oh, it's so bad, we're going to lose our jobs, and we're gonna, the youth is gonna be dumb. Bitch, you're dumb, dummy. Get with the program. Get better at ChatGPT. Have you ever typed the prompt before? I probably gotta look him up. I don't know, Joe Ingrassia, whoever the fuck this is. Let me see. No, that's not him. I can't even spell this nigga's name. All right, we gonna listen to it. Fuck it.
Nominated to be in the office of the special counsel in the government by Trump. It's a very big position. And Paul Ingrassia is a far-right guy.
Paul Ingrassia.
Trump loyalist, America First,
I said Joe.
MAGA. He's very right-wing. He would have been a very good personal choice. But he was under a lot of scrutiny.
Just that gas, bro. Chill. Just that gas, boy. Chill. Alright, ChatGPT doesn't know. They don't got good ball knowledge here.
His outspoken far-right views on social media. At one point, he advocated for me to be unbanned on Twitter. I believe he's associated with the Tates in some way. So there was a lot of scrutiny about him. And in the past 2 weeks, there's been two major hit pieces about him. The first about some story about him and a girl in a hotel, really not substantial. It seems that wasn't going to work.
Damn, I'm below 200. This is fucking embarrassing.
In a couple of days, a major was erupted. Text messages that are purported to be sent by him in a group chat have been made
embarrassing.
This is in another article, a new scandal, where he's talking about MLK Jr. and he's talking about Indians and Jews. And now because of another group chat leak or text message leak, he is now withdrawing. I don't know who's withdrawing it, if it's the administration or if it's him, but his nomination has been withdrawn from the Senate. He was up for a Senate-confirmed position. That's now done because he would not be able to get the votes because of the leak. So we'll talk all about it. I fear that there is something deeper going on here. I think there's more to the story here. And I think that what is really going on is that
Move
there are
pawn
certain
there.
elements in the government that have become aware, as everybody is now, of just how right-wing the youth is getting. And not just the youth. When we think of the youth, we think about college Republicans and these young guys, kids. We think about teenagers, 20-somethings. But it's really everybody. It's really everybody. Every white male aged 18 to, let's say, 40 has become very
This
right-wing.
nigga doesn't know
very
ball.
pro-Trump,
He doesn't know
very
I'm right there.
America
I know
first,
exactly what you're trying to do,
very
homeboy.
Christian, very conservative. At least that is where the arrow is pointing.
I know exactly what you're trying
And
to do,
it seems that it
homeboy.
has reached a critical mass in the past couple of years. As such, these people are in the government. These people are all
I know exactly what you're doing,
they're
homeboy.
Republicans, they're elected officials. It's guys like this.
Get the fuck out of here, homeboy.
And many of them not even white, actually, but just young, very conservative men that are becoming, let's say, nationalists. Like they're not
Oof, that was free.
basic bitch conservatives. They're not moderate Republicans.
Oof, that was free.
Everybody is shifted to the right. And
Let
these
me make
people are
sure, because
cropping
I
up
have not seen
everywhere.
this position before. Hold
And
up.
what I think is happening now is there is a concerted effort to bring attention to them in a focused way. And so I think that whether it's agents or it's some degree of surveillance, they are looking for these people. They're looking for all of the N-words. They're looking for all of the opinions that are being expressed in private and text messages and group chats.
What a puss.
Public. And that will create a general climate of anxiety about this dilemma, this phenomenon for the system, which will then increase censorship, increase scrutiny, all these things, and eventually drive.
I feel like I gotta get out of this spot for sure. They don't want
people like Paul Ingrassia as special counsel. They don't want people like that.
Damn, he's actually in a good ass position, bro. Holy shit. They
don't want them in the Young Republicans. They don't want.
He's actually in a really good position, bro. That's wild.
And where they're ascending. So there's very clearly something up here. They are trying to arrest this trend, which has been for years. So we'll talk about that. On a related note, we're also going to talk about a man in Texas who was arrested for threatening Laura Loomer and Seth Dillon and a number of other Jewish conservatives on Twitter. And before
the dickhead didn't take my queen?
Look,
all right.
I'm going to be honest. This is terrible.
He's not that good.
This is a horrendous, terrible situation. There was a young man
who crazy.
Had an anonymous Twitter account. Not a big account. He didn't have it for very long. I think the handle was Zionists are scum or something like that. And he's on Twitter threatening to kill everybody. He's on Twitter threatening to kill Laura Loomer, Seth Dillon, all these people, Josh Hammer. He gets charged in Florida, where they have a very pro-Israel, pro-Jewish state government. So he is arrested in Texas to be extradited to Florida for using a phone to communicate these threats. They're going to send him to Florida, put him in jail. And I saw this, and it immediately came to me.
Damn, I'm getting spanked right now. That's crazy.
The future is that all this stuff that we have been talking about, I am increasingly becoming worried that it has reached a high watermark. And now there is exuberance. Now there is carelessness, recklessness. Let's say the pendulum is about to swing in the other direction. It has reached its apogee. And it seems that we're now going back in the other direction, away from a lot of the openness that has characterized discussion on this topic for the past couple of years. And it's a number of developments that have made me feel this way. And so I saw this arrest, and the giant alarm bell that went off in my mind is they're going to do this to more people. There's going to be a false flag.
Wow, I'm cucked. Whatever.
And they're going to use that to undo all the progress that has been made in the past 2 years, or at least they'll attempt to. There's going to be censorship. There might be a legal element to that. There's going to be a full frontal attack from the media now that they have taken back control over the media, acquiring CBS, TikTok, other properties. You're going to start to see all this stuff move in the other direction. It's going to be a full-scale assault on noticing. critique of Israel, critique of Jews, it's all going to start to go in the other direction. So we'll talk about this story. It's interesting, though, because what's notable about this guy, you look at a Twitter account like that and you'd say, well, it's a Twitter account called Zionists Are Scum, and he hates all these Jewish conservatives. You're asking yourself, well, who did he follow on Twitter? Well, he followed Thomas Owens. He did not follow me. Would you like to know why? Because I blocked him. Because he called me a traitor or whatever because I said Israel didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Now, there's a lesson in this. Increasingly, these psychos that are out there, or people that they can turn into patsies, whatever you want to say, these people that tend to be lowbrow, low IQ, maniacal, malevolent, that might talk about doing horrible things or do horrible things,
retarded?
or get tricked into doing horrible things. They're not being set
chill,
up
I'm below
because the
200.
government
Let me
wants
stop.
them. The government wants people
Let me stop.
that they can plausibly blame for creating people like that. And that's why lately I've been saying, I think we need to pump the brakes because it's very clear where this is going. It's very obvious based on all the things we've been talking about. The CBS Bari Weiss story, the Larry Ellison media empire, this eighth front in the information war that Netanyahu is fighting, the ceasefire. Like it's all very clear to me that this is where this is going to go. And that is how they operate. They'll be targeting people based on that. So anyway, we'll talk about all that. Should be a pretty good show. I'll tell you exactly what I mean by it because that is very disturbing. Before we get into it, I want to remind you to smash the follow button on Rumble, smash the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. It's good to be back in Chicago doing the show. I know I've been doing a ton of travel lately, and I'm going to be here all week, okay? I know I haven't been doing a lot of shows because I've just had a lot going on. But I'll be here the rest of the week. So there's going to be 4 shows this week, including tonight. And then I'll be back next week for a full week next week as well. So it's going to be, you're going to get the show. And people are complaining about it. They're saying he should stop doing collabs. He needs to do the show. First of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, I had this thing last week that I had committed to a long time ago. And I just had to be out of town for a few days. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't have agreed to it, but the timing wasn't ideal. I've been on the road for a long time. Then I had this thing that I had scheduled for many months in advance that I had to do.
This guy's a weirdo. Like, he literally might take that.
I've actually been working on for a really long time. And so the timing just wasn't convenient because I didn't know that I'd be in the middle of a generational run, flying around, doing all this stuff. So the timing was not great on that, but I couldn't really help it. So that's just why it's been a little chaotic and I haven't done a ton of shows because I see people saying he needs to stay home. He should stop doing collabs. Some of it's in a way outside my control. The timing of it isn't ideal, but I am going to be here for the next couple weeks. What else? Remember to get your hats, Fuentes.store, blue, camo, black, and we have some new products. We have our white ass nigga going hard as fuck t-shirt. Brand new, and people are already getting them. I got mine. Those are not a pre-order. Those are print to order, print on demand. So I know people from August are still getting their hat shipments. People from September are starting to get their hats. We fulfill the hats, but the shirts are print on demand, so you get them in like a week. Same thing with the flags. I believe that's the same deal. So we also have a couple of new flags as well. So check that out, Fuentes.store. Subscribe to the website, AmericaFirst.plus. $100 a month club, you get to talk to me. So I'm not doing a show lately, and I haven't really been on Twitter a lot, but I am in the group
I feel like
chat,
there's definitely a
talking to
win
people
here.
every day.
Gotta
So
be.
if you want to check that out, it's AmericaFirst.plus.
I said he was
going
gonna take that shit. I called him weird.
And I tell you the inside scoop on everything. But you could also subscribe for $15 a month, get access to the entire archive, all my videos, shows, going back 10 years, it's all there. So that's out of the way. The other thing I wanted to talk about briefly before we get into the news is this Indian holiday that we're apparently all celebrating now. What is Diwali? What is this? Is this supposed to be the Heritage American administration? People have a lot of explaining to do. Because all I see when I go on Twitter, when people defend this administration, when people defend
one of them nights
Trump,
gotta go, nigga.
when they defend the administration,
Pick.
I see a lot of white guys, I see a lot of white dorks saying Trump
One of
is
them
the
nights gotta
heritage
go.
of America. Hello, Patriot.
This nigga tripping. He don't know how to play this fucking
This
game
is
for real.
Hearth and home. We have to deport
He don't know how to
illegals
play this
for
fucking
Patriot
game for
heritage
real.
Americans.
Now give me
Yeah,
that.
so about that. So what are we doing then on Diwali?
Okay, now give me
Patriot.
this.
Hey, Patriot. So what's Diwali then? Huh? Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something.
Okay, I'm gonna do
I've
this
been
now.
critical of this administration all year.
No!
Vote for Trump.
Oof!
Critical of Trump.
Oof!
Throughout the
No!
campaign,
No!
throughout the
No! I was
entire
moving
election
way too
campaign.
fast.
And I had all these
I
people
should have
tell
went.
me, with Trump,
I should
you
have
win.
straight
With
went.
Zionists,
I
you
should have
win.
straight
This is
went
for
here.
Heritage America. This is for
Damn! I
patriots. We
should have
gotta be
straight did
loyal to
that.
Trump.
Damn! That's
And
crazy.
then, what do we get
Fucking
day
queen,
in
dumb
and day out?
bitch.
We get trips to Israel.
This dumb bitch, my queen,
Trump
bro.
goes to Israel.
I
Israel
forgot she
comes to
sucks.
America.
Damn.
We get speeches with Netanyahu. We get kissing the wall. We
Damn.
get
Now I'm up
Vance
one. That's
and
ass.
Kushner and Steve Witkoff in Israel. We get Indians celebrating Diwali. We get Wagaguru chanting at the RNC. What's going on?
Oof. Another oof. Another oof. That's
Yesterday, in
crazy.
the Oval Office,
That's
Trump
crazy.
is there, surrounded. He's
Damn.
surrounded by them.
Damn. I was
It's like a
putting
Jubilee
belt a
video.
second ago.
Trump
That's wild.
versus 600 million
Damn.
Indians. One MAGA president
Damn.
versus
He got
600
lucky. He don't even know how to play
million
the game.
Indians
He
that
got
hired.
lucky.
Did you see
Damn.
this?
That's nuts though.
Trump is in the Oval Office with Kash Patel, Sriram Krishnam, all the other
it's over
Indians.
now.
One in the DOJ. What's her name? Harmeet Dillon. He's with all the Indians, of which there are many, that he hired in the government, and they're celebrating this Hindu holiday. They're lighting some candle on top of a bed of flowers, and Trump himself lights the candle. And they, along with Vivek Ramaswamy, wish us a happy Diwali. A happy Diwali. Are you winning? Did you get what you voted for yet? What's going on? And look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm the only one that will be honest about this administration, frankly. You take a look around this government, and it's a lot of this.
Pussy.
And the way that I would
Pussy, I'm right back in it.
This Trump administration was supposed to be.
I'm right back in it.
Your voice, America first. We say Merry Christmas.
Now what are you
Make
going to
America
do?
Great again. It is supposed to be explicitly
Nigga.
American, patriotic, Christian, European. Like when we voted or you voted for the second Trump administration, what you were promised and what you were supposed to get is American identity.
I'm back in it. I'm back in it.
The idea that
I'm back in it. That's crazy.
Diverse racially and ethnically and culturally.
All right, I got some time
It
to
is
think here.
important that we shore up the center. And what do I mean by that? There's all these competing claims about what America is. Is it for everybody? Is it for some people? Who is it for?
I think I
what
go
is it?
here.
Is it Christian? Is it something else? Is it white? Is it for everyone other than whites?
Oh.
It used to be very clear.
Yeah,
and
definitely
obvious
shouldn't have
and
done that. Should
basically
have got that out the way.
undeniable
That's
what
crazy.
America was. 'Cause who lived
Damn,
with
I'm just
white
making all these
Christians?
mistakes right now. That's fucked.
90% white Christians.
That's fucked.
Now, it's hard to say. Because if you live in LA or Miami or Texas or New York or Seattle, it doesn't look like America. It doesn't feel like America. You're outnumbered. As this changes, it is important, and this is really what the Trump movement is supposed to be about. It is important for the government to be very clear about what America is.
Damn,
And
yo,
it
I
doesn't mean
was
that other
not
people
supposed to
can't live
lose
here,
that bishop, bro.
but it means that they're not going to change what being American is. And what it is, as Trump said, is saying Merry Christmas. What it is our heritage of explorers and pioneers. What it
I think I
is an
go
unbroken chain.
here, because if he
genetically
take
and
that
culturally,
rook, I
that goes
mean,
back
or that bishop,
to
I
the
mean,
British
just whatever.
Empire, the Magna Carta, the Roman Empire.
Like
the
I wouldn't
Greeks.
without it.
It's European, Western civilization. It's Christendom. It is a rich
Damn, I should
history.
have fucking. That's
And so,
crazy.
in a sense, we're voting for mass deportations and border walls.
It's
We're
cool. I
voting
saw
for
it though. He
terrorists.
dick
We're
riding
voting
crazy.
for nationalism, unified executive. But what do all these things mean on a deeper level? On a deeper level, all these things mean that we're going to reassert American identity. That's what it means to close the borders and build walls. That's what it means to shut the door to foreign labor and foreign goods. That's what it means to have a powerful executive that can bypass the money power in the Congress. That's sort of the whole point.
I'll do this.
But when you look at this administration, you find anything other than that. This is like one of the most diverse administrations, arguably, in history. It's a lot of Indians. It's a lot of Jews. It's a lot of gays. That's your Republican Party now. It's a lot of women in cabinet positions. It's a lot of Indians that say things like, see you in Valhalla, and they're not Christian at all. They celebrate Diwali.
Damn.
Jews that worship Israel, or even
I gotta send it.
Christians
Fuck
that
it.
worship Israel for that matter. And it's some gays also.
That's
It's
corny.
Scott Bessent. It's Rick Grinnell.
Yeah, this might be an
And
L,
it's amazing
fellas.
to me.
I ain't gonna lie.
This is why I really had to say something during the
Damn.
election last year. It's amazing how this administration is everything to everyone. To the left, it's a monarchy. To the right, it's the second coming of Hitler or George Washington, however you want to cut it. But what it obviously is an extremely liberal administration, and in many ways a continuation
Damn.
of the
I'm
deep
cooked,
state of
yo.
the administrations that came before. So I look at these things like Diwali, and some people easily dismiss that. They say,
I'm
well,
cooked.
that's harmless pandering.
Fuck.
And I get that. I'm not an idiot. I see that.
That's what it is, man.
Some people say this is harmless pandering. It's a form of cultural outreach. We're pandering to India, which is going to be a key ally in the 21st and 22nd centuries. There are a lot of Indians in tech and in the donor world for the Republican Party. I understand this. And so some people say this is a throwaway. Trump does a ceremony, big whip. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just pandering. But I would say we elected Trump so we wouldn't have to pander. Isn't that sort of the whole point? For all the people that would say this is harmless pandering, this is political, so what? They did a ceremony in the White House. It doesn't mean anything. Well, it means something that there's a ton of Indians in government. Does that mean a little more? I think so. And I think more than that, the whole Trump movement is premised on the idea that we're done pandering. Isn't that the whole point? We're done doing cultural outreach to foreigners. We're done doing cultural outreach to minorities, outsiders, aliens. You're welcome to be here on some level, those that have citizenship, those that have a legal standing to be here. But America will not bend or change to accommodate you. That's the whole point. And actually, the inverse is also true, that we would begin pandering to Americans. Not only would we not be doing the Heritage Month and the diversity cultural outreach and the Obama presidential library type shit, but actually the opposite was also true. We would be pandering to the Americans, to white people, to Christians, to historic Americans, heritage Americans, heirloom tomatoes, heritage chickens, farm fresh eggs, whatever. We'd be pandering to those people, real Americans, but you don't see a whole lot of that. You see a lot of pandering in the other direction, almost no pandering anymore to the white people. We don't hear about Austin Metcalf. We don't hear about the things that matter to white people. So I hope you don't think I'm making a big deal out of it, and I'm not trying to. It's just this is the texture of the Trump movement. It is selling the white people one thing. In reality, it's something completely different. You would think, based on how some of these people running the social media accounts, the way that they talk, the DHS Twitter account, you'd think you're getting one thing. You'd think the way they raise the sign for mass deportations, you're getting one thing. Really, you're getting something completely different. And people are always telling us, well, that's just politics. But the whole premise of this movement is that it would transcend the petty politics of the past. That's the whole idea. So you can't have it all ways. You can't tell us this is another bullshit political politics and business as usual administration that just has to do certain things because that's the way it is, but also expect people to die out of loyalty. You also then can't expect people to have that revolutionary fervor and personal loyalty to the president and all of that. You can have it one way, but not the other. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, Trump has to do these things. It is what it is. And then say, wait, you're leaving? Why? You have to vote for Trump. This is going to be the best thing ever. It's like, which is it? Is it political bullshit or is it the best thing ever? So anyway, that's the Diwali celebration. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's the whole point. We don't have to do cultural outreach anymore, but here we are. I want to move on, though. I want to get into our news for tonight. It's going to be a very important show. This isn't, I don't think, groundbreaking news. Like, it's not world-changing news. It's not even super interesting, in my opinion. But, excuse me, this is going to be a very important show because I'm going to, once again, tell you the future. And there are rare occasions when I really get a strong gut feeling,
Oh shit!
gut level
Hold up.
feeling about where things are headed.
Gut level. Hold on.
And I felt that way about the Trump campaign, and I felt that way about a few different things. But I'm feeling that about this. Today, there is a big story about how Paul Ingrassia, who was a nominee for the special counsel in the government, had his group chat leaked. The second, and which is related,
Damn, they just
is
going
about
out.
a guy on Twitter who got arrested for making
Federal.
anti-Semitic threats against people like Laura Loomer. And they're very related. And the first story, which I want to talk about, is about Paul Ingrassia. I guess we'll talk about this first. And for a lot of people, they don't know who this guy is. Maybe they're not familiar. It is a lot of inside politics. This is like DC business. This is the business of government. Paul Ingrassia, I believe, was a liaison. He was legal counsel in a few different federal departments.
Oh damn, I could have took his clean
Before
right
that, he
there.
was on
Fuck,
social
that's
media.
crazy.
He had a Substack.
Fuck,
he had a big
shouldn't
social
have moved that
media
fast. That's
profile,
crazy.
And he seemed to me to be pretty
Nutty.
far right. He seemed to
Nutty.
me to be a big
Wow.
Trump supporter, very America
Damn.
pretty outspoken,
Fuck it.
ethnically Italian. I like that about him. He also called for me to be
Fuck
unbanned on
it.
Twitter. He said that
Damn.
I would be consistent with free speech if I were restored.
Damn, that's
before it
crazy.
was. And into the second Trump administration, this guy landed a job.
Crazy.
And he made the rounds. I think he was at DOJ and then DHS. And then they nominated him for a cabinet, or not a cabinet level position, but for a Senate confirmation position. And any position that needs to get confirmed in the U.S. Senate is an important position. So he's in the Trump government. He's in some important departments. He has an important job. And then they nominate him, and he has to be confirmed in the Senate for a post in the office of the special counsel. This is a really big deal. Because as we've talked about for many years, personnel is policy. It's not enough that we elect Trump. We need to elect Trump, and then we need Trump to bring in and bring up with him younger staffers for two reasons. So they can support him. He needs to hire the right people that are going to be loyal to him and America first so they can actually execute his agenda. So you need the right people running the federal departments and agencies so that when Trump signs an executive order, when Congress passes a bill, they can carry it out. They can actually make sure it gets properly executed. That's one. But two, and maybe more importantly for the long term,
That's
both
crazy,
important,
bro.
but
I'm
I
going
regard the
outside,
second as
bro.
maybe equally important or more important. Is that
Damn.
you start to change the landscape of government so that younger people can make their career and climb the ladder. And so it's a very big deal that in the second administration of Trump, you have a lot of very right-wing guys in the young Republicans, in the college Republicans, and then going into government, then getting into the federal departments and agencies, getting into the federal bureaucracy.
Damn, I'm cooked.
Because if we can get very far-right people in the bureaucracy,
damn,
and they build up their resume and
that's
they get a
two in a row.
career
That's
and
nuts.
so on, eventually they will be the deep state. Eventually, maybe not, it's inevitable, but they can be the deep state. They're qualified. They're there. At least they're there for 4 years. It's a good deal. And it says something about the face and the landscape of the Trump administration that a guy like that is tolerated. Because as you know, in previous administrations, even in the first Trump administration, it was not that way. Darren Beattie got kicked out of the first Trump administration as a speechwriter because they found out he went to some alt-right conference in 2013. And even a very far-right, again, the Trump administration, not even any Republican, but a Trump administration, they said that was too far. He had to be fired over that. And this second term is very different. Darren Beattie is now in the State Department after he was fired after only just a few months the first time around because of a bad story that didn't even get published when he got fired in the first term. Now he's in State Department. Now you got people like Ingrassia. You got other good people that are in. You got other, you could say, based people inside the administration. And they're helping Trump carry out his agenda. And they're also planting a flag in D.C. and potentially maybe they'll be there in a future Republican administration. This is a good thing. But the big story is that Ingrassia is being shot out of the sky. This did not go unnoticed. All the things I'm telling you did not go unnoticed because the media and the left and the establishment elements in the right, they are acutely aware that this is happening. And they are aware that the younger generation is very far right. We are in the age of Donald Trump. In the age of Donald Trump, every man under the age of 40 is extremely based. Every white man that is conservative, and even a lot of the non-white ones too, Asians, Hispanics, and some blacks, they're very conservative. They're more conservative maybe than the Republican Party has ever been. And naturally, those people are finding their way into the government.
Talking about Brandon Tatum, nigga.
Republicans, the young
He
Republicans,
talking about black people. He don't
federal
count, bro.
bureaucracy, into Congress, into state
tripping.
legislatures, because all these things reflect society. In the age of Reagan, all the people that were animated by that flavor of conservatism, they got active and they became the Republican Party of this first quarter of this century. In the age of Trump, all the people that are getting red-pilled and people that are being won over to America First and MAGA, to a stronger flavor of conservatism, these are the people. This is the character now of the conservatives, not all of them, but many of them, that are starting to enter politics in a major way. And the media, the left, and the establishment on the right, they don't like that. For obvious reasons. The media and the left are on the left-wing side. They don't want to see the government taken over by far-right young guys. And the establishment right, that's not conducive to their interests either. The establishment right is trying to appease the donors. They're trying to do outreach to minorities, women. Many of them are minorities, gays, and women themselves. So the establishment right isn't happy about it either. And this is the kind of alliance you see constantly. The establishment right working with the left and the media to hurt the far-right insurgency. And I think that's exactly what happened here. Ingrassia, who I don't know, a lot of people have associated him with me. I don't know the man. I don't believe I've ever met the man. So this is not a groyper. This is not someone I'm affiliated with. But clearly, because he defended my right to be on Twitter, he's pro-free speech, pro-Trump, very conservative, Catholic. I mean, he seems like a solid guy, ideologically sound. This is the perfect example of the type of person that the left, the media, and the establishment does not want. They don't want a guy like that anywhere near politics. They don't want him in any of the organs of the Republican machine, least of all the government. So this guy, who, again, he represents this generation in a way. He's emblematic of it. He gets put up, nominated, for this top position in the office of the special counsel. And all of a sudden, there's a giant media campaign against him. They try to connect him to me, to Andrew Tate. They bring up his old tweets. And they put this guy's nomination on ice for a little while. They wait for it to blow over. And in the Senate, you got a lot of bad Republicans. You got people like Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski. They're the tip of the iceberg. But you also got Mitch McConnell. You got a lot of bad Republicans that you would call rhinos, cucks, establishment. With 53 votes, you can't afford a lot of defections. So the media's hitting this guy really hard, saying it's unacceptable for someone that is that far right to be that high up. The media is leaning on the Senate Republicans, who are all too happy to oblige, to keep this guy out of the spot. And so they put his nomination on ice. They pause it. Then, a few weeks ago, his nomination gets put back on the schedule. And they're going to reconsider his confirmation hearing. And that was coming up this week. It was looking like there'd be a vote. Maybe he'd have the votes. Maybe he wouldn't. There was some back and forth about this. Maybe Trump would come in at the very last second. Trump likes this guy. But then there's two major hit pieces in the media against him. Two hit pieces with a lot of specificity. The first hit piece comes out and says that he shared a hotel room with a female staffer. And she denies some of the allegations, and he denies some of the allegations. They said there was something untoward or improper about this. They both say nothing really happened. There's no there. It wasn't really a big deal. But they try to create this scandal like there's some kind of sexual impropriety or something, some kind of personal issue. And that totally falls flat. Full steam ahead. Looks like he's going to go through anyway. At least it's going to be up for a vote. And he might get in. Then, in the past day, another major scandal comes out. A second one. And this time they say they got all his text messages, and he's talking about Martin Luther King Jr. in a disparaging way, and he's talking about Indians and Jews in a negative way. And it's another group chat scandal where he's put all these bad texts out there, which they're attributing to him. Senate Republicans say they're not going to vote for him. They pull his nomination. Now he's done. He might go back to his old job. He might not. He might be toast. And I saw this week, and it reminded me of what happened last week with Gavin Wax. It's the same story in many ways. It's identical. Last week, he had a dozen young Republicans. They're in a group chat, and they're saying things they shouldn't have been saying in writing in a group chat, because this is our reality. They're making inappropriate jokes, controversial jokes, racial humor, things like that, that obviously are not appropriate for mixed company or for a headline. But they're posting these things, and I don't encourage that. I don't think that's a good idea. The screenshots get leaked, and these guys all get fired. It's a massacre. One guy's a state rep. They're calling for him to resign. Everybody else got fired. They're getting killed in the local press. These guys are going to have a hard time finding work for the foreseeable future, and their personal lives are in jeopardy. When conservatives are getting shot in the head all the time, that's also not ideal either, to have a lot of attention on them and for them to be hit in the media locally and nationally as Nazis, racist, pro-rape, whatever, even though we know what that is. It's jokes. It's colorful humor, let's say.
Back on the map, fellas.
Last week, and that was an inside job. That was
4
Gavin
blunders.
Wax,
Yeah, I found a way to win.
Now former
Definitely
president
did.
of the New York Young Republican Club, and now working in the State Department, and he's a Jew. He's a delegate for the Zionist Organization of America. And it's this guy. The call is coming from inside the House. It's a Jewish Republican that throws these guys under the bus, that throws young Republicans under the bus, who are probably very far right, for making inappropriate jokes. Then this week, Paul Ingrassia, who leaked the story to the press about this hotel room situation. How else would the press know? The call's coming from inside the House. Somebody ratted him out to the press about that, and it didn't work. So then somebody went to the press about something else. That was plan B, and they had the screenshots. Somebody that was in his group chat, somebody that he was texting, got the messages and aired them out. Probably the press had them all along, but saved them until right before the confirmation hearing so that it would have maximum effect, so that it couldn't be rescheduled, so that it came on the heels of this other story. They wanted to pile up the negative press. They wanted to backload it right before the hearing. And they wanted to time it precisely so it would all go off at the same time right before the vote occurred so that the administration would have no choice but to pull the nomination. And this is the story. We'll read through it from the New York Times. It says, quote, Paul Ingrassia, President Trump's top pick for a watchdog position, announced Tuesday he was withdrawing from consideration because he did not have enough Republican support to be confirmed. He said, I will be withdrawing myself from Thursday's HSGAC hearing to lead the Office of Special Counsel because, unfortunately, I do not have enough Republican votes at this time. Trump nominated Ingrassia to lead the Office of Special Counsel, an independent agency that protects federal employees from prohibited personnel practices. A White House official confirmed to NBC that Ingrassia is no longer the nominee. Ingrassia had come under scrutiny in recent weeks after Politico reported that he and a colleague had accused him of sexual harassment, citing 3 unnamed administration officials. See, so this came from inside. In a new article on Monday, Politico reported on a text chat in which Ingrassia sent messages saying he had a Nazi streak and that MLK Jr. Day should be tossed into the 7th circle of hell. Ingrassia's lawyer Monday night pointed to a previous statement denying Ingrassia had harassed any coworkers in connection with any employment. His lawyer said the text messages reported on Monday may not be authentic, and even if they are, they clearly read as self-deprecating and satirical. Senators Rick Scott, James Lankford, Ron Johnson all told reporters they intended to vote against Ingrassia. Lankford, telling reporters Tuesday morning that he was a no on the nomination, said, I think it'd be very difficult for a lot of federal employees to be able to say he's impartial when he says things like, never trust an Indian, or the comments that he's made about Jews. What is going on? It's obvious. Action, reaction. For the past couple of years, you could say maybe the past 5 or 6 years, there is a very radical strain of conservative, reactionary, right-wing thought among the youth and on the internet in Republican politics. Everybody knows that. It's the Groypers, it's the alt-right, it's whatever you want to call it. There is a far-right streak. It seems that the youth, the young white men, are getting more right-wing than ever. And it's not just kids anymore. Those people that were just coming of age during the Trump election, like myself, we're now in our late 20s, maybe early 30s. And people like that, not myself in particular, but people of that demographic cohort, they're starting to show up. At the college Republicans, young Republicans, inside the government. Like I said. And everyone is deeply aware of this. Everyone's becoming aware of this. And they're alarmed. The media and the left are becoming aware of this, and they want to drag all this stuff out there to tar the GOP as a Nazi party that's run by the Hitler Youth. And they want oversight hearings, and they want subpoenas, and they want hate speech laws, and they want to use that as a wrecking ball to knock this far-right ascendancy off course. But they're working with the establishment right. The establishment knows this too. And by the establishment, I mean the Jewish Zionists, as well as the libertarians, the tech bros, all of the money, all the power that drives the Republican Party. They don't want a bunch of young nationalists getting involved. The Republican Party serves as a mechanism to basically move wealth around. The Republican Party is there to secure the interests of its donors. Oil and gas, Silicon Valley, Wall Street, Israel. They don't want the GOP to be filled up with energetic, Catholic, radical, young, right-wing, white guys that can't be bought, that don't have a ton of skeletons in their closet. They want people that are blackmailable. They want people that are up for sale. They want Jewish spies that'll work for Israel and that'll interface with all the different industries. They want gay men who have no scruples or are easy to be blackmailed. They want grifters and simps, suckers, idiots, just a general collection of the lowest common denominator that they are there because they don't have any other skills or talents. They'll take a paycheck. They're obedient.
He's
That's
actually
who
up
they
to
want in the
something here.
GOP.
That's crazy.
That's who they want in the bureaucracy in the White House. They want people that are loyal to the interests because they're mercenaries or there's an ethnic affinity rather than patriots, people loyal to Trump or to America First or something else. And so what is going on over the past week is obvious, which is that this is like the end of The Godfather. This is a massacre. This is the new MO, which is all those group chats that everybody's in, and they're dropping the N-word, and they're posting
Talking about everybody.
clips, or they're being
I don't know
funny,
who the fuck everybody
talking
is,
about
gang.
Jews or racism or Nazis. All that stuff has been and is being screenshotted,
I guess
screen
I ain't
recorded,
popular.
passed around. It
I
is
say
being
that shit on my
stored
Twitter
hard
that y'all can
drives,
follow.
It is being put in dossiers, and it is now being weaponized. And it is being weaponized in an imminent way. We have Ingracia's text. He's up for the nomination. So deploy it. Deploy it and get his nomination revoked. He won't be a problem anymore. But it's also being used in a general way to create a new conversation. And the new conversation is, we need to talk about the Gen Z far-right problem. We need to
Some
talk
gotta
about
get
the
sacrificed,
problem.
bro.
We need to talk about all these young far-right guys infiltrating politics. And what do you think that conversation points towards? We need to do something to stop this. How will we stop? And I've said this before. If you think for 1 second that it's going to be easy, that we're going to walk through the White House, I used the term of some of these people before. A lot of these young, idealistic guys, they think they're going to waltz right into the White House, being based, and take over the government. If you think you're going to get away with that, you're wrong. These the people that have the power and privileges, they're very jealous. They're jealously guarding their power and privilege. They're not giving it up to some 25-year-old punk, some 30-year-old lawyer who's going off on Twitter about the Jews or something. They're not giving up the portfolio to that guy. And so they will deploy their spies. They will deploy their double agents. They will use their connections in the media. And yes, they'll work with the left. They'll work with people like Gavin Wax. Gavin Wax is one of them. They will work with Politico. They will give them the receipts, and they will burn the people that they view as threatening. And they will use that to create a conversation, and then they will use that to generate some kind of new understanding or new set of rules, personnel policies to weed these people out. That's the whole point. So this is the beginning. I mean, in many ways, this is ongoing. This has been happening for many years, for generations. That the worst things a person says on these types of matters, whether publicly or privately, these things are trotted out for the purpose of reputation destruction to suppress them. But this is being applied now in a very aggressive way because they see what's happening. They want an administration of Darren Beatty's and Gavin Wax's and Brooke Rollins.
Those are all just tattletales.
People like that. They do not want an administration
that turn on their
with
niggas.
Catholic,
If y'all don't know who any of those names were.
Gav
Waxon.
America First, Patriots. They don't want that. They don't want those guys, so they're going to blow them up. The establishment will work with the left and the left-wing media to blow them up. And you want to know the grand irony of all that? Do you want to know the delicious, sweet, succulent, scrumptious irony of it all? Is it not the establishment?
I'm about to say that. Why the fuck can't I go
right,
there, yo?
including
What the hell?
especially the Jews, that are always scaremongering about the left? Like, think about it, because what I'm describing here is a handshake between the establishment right and the left, which is killing us, to prevent the government from getting too right-wing. Literally, our party is conspiring with our mortal enemies that want to genocide us to prevent us, their own voters, from getting what we want. Because think about where's the base? The base wants the country to be more Christian. It wants the country to have fewer immigrants. It wants the country to be more right-wing. The country is shifted to the right. And that's why they elected Trump a second time, in spite of everything. J6 and the convictions and all the ways they tried to stop him, he was elected in spite of that, in some ways, because the consensus has shifted to the right. And in order to deprive the country and the Republican voters of what they voted for, the Republican Party itself is now going to work with the Democrats, the media, and the broader left to destroy the youngest and most idealistic and patriotic people that are actually going to deliver the change. That's what we're talking about. And the rich irony is that it is those same people that are constantly telling us about how we all just need to unite against the left. That it's not about Israel. Forget about Israel. We need to focus on the Democrats. We need to fight the left. We need hot girls for Cuomo. We need to align everybody to fight Zoran Mamdani. We need to fight the anti-Semites at Columbia. We need to fight the radical left all over the place. So stop talking about Israel and stop criticizing Trump and stop talking about Epstein. We're all on the same team. We're
Damn,
all
I got a minute
Republicans,
left,
and we
bro.
all need to
Fuck.
fight the left. It's the left, the communists, and the Muslims working together to destroy America. That's the narrative.
Damn, all right,
we
Chad.
hear
I
from
gotta end this,
Zionists.
John. I got some
That's the
shit to
rhetoric we hear
do.
from
Fuck.
Bill Ackman. That's the rhetoric we hear from the establishment.
Got some shit to do, chat. Yo, like, comment,
And we're
subscribe,
supposed to say,
fellas. I'll
oh,
be
okay,
streaming
well,
later.